And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the quarterfinals of the SC2 Euro Cup 2023, day number 1. Ooh, and we have quite a matchup ready for you here, potentially the final series of the broadcast. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the red Zerg player representing Starlight Twinkle. He's been on a tear. Can anyone stop him? It is Wayne. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have representing... I'm getting mixed signals. Wait, what? Representing CSO Esports, I believe, but also rocking the Berserker Esports clan tag, the logo? Something's not quite right here. From my understanding, representing CSO Esports, it is UedSoldier. Pick a lane. As here we go, we're getting into our openers here. Now, so far everything's looking quite by the book. I say so far because if you remember, we casted UedSoldier during Hatchery Cup, and it was a great introduction to him. I was very impressed with how he played, and I mentioned at the time that I was looking forward to seeing more of UedSoldier as well. We casted his series against Geralt, and UedSoldier was hyper aggressive versus Geralt, but I'm ready to see what he has to offer against Zerg. But before that can happen, Wayne goes for the hatch block. It's going to be hatch before gas into pool. So an economic, quote-unquote economic opener here from Wayne. Not really overly aggressive. His goal here, his role, is to delay the expansion, to force out a Zealot, to force a boy pool. The boys have not been pulled, by the way. But to just force some inefficient mining, delay the expansion for as long as possible, and hopefully try to make the Protoss as uncomfortable as possible in the process. Now, what's important? UedSoldier, 2-gate opener. It's going to be a 2-gate opener here from UedSoldier. So after this hatchery is cancelled, after this hatchery gets dealt with, we're going to have 2 Zealots and 2 Adepts, and we're going to be zooming across the map. And if Wayne doesn't have enough to defend, UedSoldier can do a lot of counter damage. Oh, he's supply blocked? No! UedSoldier a little bit supply blocked there, and there we go. Okay, we do have that second Adept on the way. We force a cancel on this hatchery. We should be able to expand. From here, Wayne should be going for the gas geysers, but we already have a second gas geyser up and running here in the main base. So Wayne is just going to try to scout and confirm. Behind this, there are the links. 10 links on the way. This is less than ideal, but you need to make these links to survive. Otherwise, this counterattack will kill you. Oh... Mind? Okay. We have some mind games going on there as we reveal one tech and we throw down another. UedSoldier going for a proxy Stargate. Oh my god. Wayne coming in to confirm, and he will see the cancelled Twilight Council. Oh, what could be going through Wayne's head? And I love this. Again, UedSoldier was very aggressive and very cheesy against Geralt. When we did cast him previously, so I'm ready to see what he has to offer here. Should be just an Oracle to get across the map to get some economic damage done. Meanwhile, the Adepts, they have arrived. They are rocking up here, looking to threaten these mineral lines. 2 Adepts and 2 Zealots. We do have, I believe, 10 lings. Sorry, 16 lings in position. The Queens, they do zone UedSoldier back. We're going to be able to shave off a couple of those lings. Threatening a shade into the main. Wayne is going to be able to keep up, but really this doesn't matter. Sure, UedSoldier is not really gaining much value. He did force out a lot of lings, and now we do see Wayne racing across the map to try to catch some of these units in the retreat. Oracle is on the way, and now we're going for that economic damage. What do we have in the main base? No Spore. The Queens are at the natural, not in the main. We can get some damage done as we catch the Zealots. Zealots were called out, but the wall is looking solid. Here comes that Oracle into the main. And how many drones can we get? We kill 1, 2, 3, 4 workers. Can we get a 5th? Oh, can we get a 6th? 5 drones. A pretty good start. Pretty good start here for UedSoldier. Behind this, there's no second Oracle, so only working with 1. He's coming back in, catching another drone. Very nicely done. And behind this, we have a follow-up. It's going to be 2 gates in the natural, 2 gates in the main, and glaives are on the way. So Proxy, Oracle into 4-gate glaive adepts. Now it's only 4 gateways, not 6, not 8. This should be leading into an expansion, but the links have arrived, and we do delay that 3rd base a little bit longer. Oh, we're going to be forcing a cancel. Oh, we do force the cancel. A little bit greedy there by UedSoldier. His base is heavily delayed. And it's going to be Ling Hydra from Wayne. That's a little bit concerning. So what this means, no roaches. We will not have roaches to defend. It's only going to be Ling Hydra from Wayne. And Glaive Adepts, they can have their way with Ling Hydra. If only this was 6-gate Glaive Adepts. It's only 4, so there's potential for UedSoldier, but we'll see what we can get done. Does depend on his positioning, on his shades, on how he commits, how he approaches. Meanwhile, we do have an Overseer diving in. Wayne so on point with his scouting. Coming in with that Overseer. Getting eyes on the main base. Confirming the Twilight Council. The lack of Forge. That's what's important. He sees what isn't there. And there is no Forge, so he knows it's Glaive Adepts. Yeah, Spine Crawlers immediately. Spine Crawlers are going to be necessary just because Ling Hydra is very vulnerable. So we have a couple of Spine Crawlers on the way. Lings and Hydras are amassing. Queens are being brought together as well. Wayne didn't see the Adepts moving out, but he's aware of them. He is aware. And so far, he's able to keep up the Adepts. They do commit to the Shade, and again, Ling Hydra less than ideal. We'll see if we can break through the wall of Lings. So far, Lings getting shaved off. The drones are being pulled. 4 of them go down. We commit to the Shade into the main. And all the boys are being pulled into the Adepts as well. 12 workers go down. Ay, ay, ay. We will clean this up. That's a pretty hefty amount of damage, though. UedSoldier taking a big economic lead. Shield batteries are on the way. Robo for immortal production for some splash damage. Stasis trap as well. UedSoldier, he just has to survive the counterattack. That's easier said than done. The stasis trap is baited out. The shield batteries are still not done, by the way. And Wayne, he is soon to arrive with Ling Hydra. Can he break? He needs to break this third. Again, Wayne, he's down in economy. He has to make some magic happen. He sees the setup here. The shield batteries, the overcharge, the Adepts. Wayne has to back off. And from here, he's got a lot of recovering to do. Again, it is unfortunate that he skipped the Roach Warren. If he didn't, he would have had a much cleaner defense, but because he had to defend with Ling Hydra, again, just not ideal at all against Glaives. Now behind this, we're getting into Blink, we're getting into immortal production. Not into +1, which is concerning. There's no Forge for +1. I would have preferred, personally, a Bay into Colossus production, just because we know that we're up against a very light army, a very light-based army. Very fragile. It is a bit of a glass cannon. But instead, we're going for a gateway composition. Big contamination here on Blink. Very nice. And Wayne is recovering. He's getting a 4th base. He's droning up as much as he can. Sentries are on the way. This is going to be a big committed push here. A massive gateway explosion. 10 gates in total. 6 gates on the way. 4 gates already done. It's going to be 10 gates. With all these sentries as well, it is going to be like a bit of a Soul Train-esque all-in. And I really like this. Actually, I really do like this. The reason why I say this is because what typically shuts down force fields? Ravagers. What don't we have? Roaches and Ravagers. It's only Lingbane Hydra, so force fields are king. Force fields will completely cut up this army. But it's all about the execution. It's all about the control of UedSoldier. He has the tools to make this work. But does he have the execution? Does he have the micro? Here we go. Bailing speed is about to finish up. And Wayne, he is doubling down here on his push. Taking a 4th base, but he's not droning any further. So far, good force fields. Oh my god, a lot of Lings and Hydras go down. Very nicely done. And we have plenty more force fields where that came from. Again, how many sentries? 15. 15 sentries are pushing out. And Wayne is in some trouble. Now again, there is potential with the surround. There's potential depending on the engagement. But it all comes down to Wayne's positioning and the control of UedSoldier. As here we go, we're pushing up this ramp. Hallucinated Colossus as well. Bailing's trying to come in from behind. UedSoldier has to be very careful with how he approaches. Going to be reinforcing with those Stalkers. He needs a good engage. So far, we do have some decent forces. Once again, cutting up the army. Oh my god, so much Lings and Hydras going down. Mainly Lingbane, a couple of Hydras. And we still have another wave, another 2 waves of force fields. And here we go, we roll in once again. From behind. And the Bailings, they crash on in. Big connections with the Banelings. The Hydras, they engage as well. Best case scenario for Wayne, and it looks like, can Wayne pull this off? It's close. Pure Hydra at this point against the Stalkers. It looks like he has enough. GG gets called, and Wayne, he holds, he survives. He takes game 1. GG. UedSoldier not expecting the Banelings from behind. Those Banelings coming from behind, that was the saving grace. Not just that, but it also just forced the Protoss player to just be contained there, had to engage with the Hydras within range. Otherwise, we would have thrown down force fields and then backed off. We would have backed off out of range of the Hydras and then just force fielded again. But UedSoldier, he got surrounded. He got caught out. GG. GG, well played. Oh, it did come down to the positioning, the execution, and yeah, Wayne, he was able to get the ideal situation there, the ideal surround. Able to take game 1 in the end. Now we're getting ready for game number 2. We go. As you can hear the beeps, game 2 is going to be taking place on Hecate. Vámonos. It could all end here. The pressure is on UedSoldier. Can we fight back? Can we take an ace, or can we get an ace match? Or will it all end in favor of the Zerg? As spawning in the top right hand corner of Hecate, we have the red Zerg player representing Starlight Twinkle, leading the series 1-0. It is Wayne. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the green Protoss player representing CSO Esports. Pretty sure not on Berserker. It is UedSoldier. Catching up. Just catching up in the chat as UedSoldier going for his gate expand once again. This time Wayne doesn't send out a drone. This time hatch gas pool. There is no proxy or hatchery block or proxy hatch across the map. Oh, that's a, oh my god. Speaking of, UedSoldier wants to make sure he can expand. This is a Nexus first. A bit of a greedier build here, a greedier opener from UedSoldier, making sure that he isn't delayed. Just going for a straight up Nexus first instead. Bold move. Love to see it. So a greedier opener this time from UedSoldier, a much more standard opener from Wayne this time in game 2. See in the chat, based on the schedule, they might have to do all the first round knockout bracket at once, I think. I'm uncertain. I haven't checked yet. I'll be honest. I haven't checked. But yeah, from my understanding, it is going to be a bit of a smaller broadcast, just because the A stream and the B stream have priority. So if we ever, as the day progresses for DreamHack Atlanta, we will run out of games to cast. We'll run out. Will there be a Kura cast? It'll be great for viewership. I would love to have a caster. Unfortunately, Kuro is unavailable tonight. She was here for last night. She was handling the production. But today we didn't know that we were casting as Lings are moving out. Only a handful of Lings. Just a poke. But we didn't know that we were covering day 2. We only thought it was day 1, so Kuro has other plans. It does mean that today is going to be a little bit more chaotic because I have to handle everything on my own. Usually Kuro's there to help work on production and handle the scenes and all the overlays and all the updates, the ticker, all that kind of thing. So it is going to be a little bit more of a stressful evening tonight, but I'll do my best. I'll do my best. I might have Yaku jump on. He may cast a little bit, but I have no promises. Because he's pretty tapped out after yesterday. After yesterday's 10-hour cast, like he's done, but he's done. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm more than happy to just solo it all. It's all good. I would appreciate a co-caster, but we'll see. But now, it is going to be a Stargate opener here from UedSoldier. Again, it was a Nexus first into a Stargate opener. Oracle moving out. Wayne is going to be coming in for the scouts. He does have eyes on the Stargate, and he will get eyes on the unit of choice, on the Oracle as well. Back at home, Spores are on the way. Queens are getting ready. We are, of course, getting in position. And as we get into game number 2, a big shout out to Eba. Big shout out to Eba in the chat. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Exclamation mark Funada Eba for, fun fact, he was trying to play in this tournament, but he was too late. He was too late with the sign up, and Eba could not compete. Shaking my Esther Eba. Shaking my head. Shaking my head. Yeah. But regardless, hope you had a good time. And welcome everyone, welcome. We are of course casting the SC2 Euro Cup 2023 day number 1, and we're nearing the end of the broadcast. End of this broadcast. In an hour or so, we're going to be live once again with DreamHack Atlanta. We casted it yesterday. We were one of the side streams covering the open brackets, and we will also be helping cover the knockout bracket. The knockout bracket today as well. We're going to be casting this channel. Meanwhile, it is going to be an Oracle opener towards the 3rd base, as to be expected. But behind this, there is no Forge, but there is a Twilight Council. It's going to be Glaive Adepts as a follow-up for UedSoldier. Wayne, can he recognize what's going on? For the time being, it's going to be Ling Bane to defend. No Roaches. So once again, these Adepts, they can wreak havoc. We saw last game that Wayne went Ling Hydra, and he had a hard time dealing with those Adepts. They did a surprising amount of damage. They traded very well, and they put UedSoldier in a pretty good position. But Wayne was able to recover from that point, was able to survive, able to bounce back. Here we go. By the way, knockout schedule is up on the computer. Oh, we'll be looking at that later. We'll be looking at that later. As here we go, the Adepts, they have arrived. Again, Glaive's finishing up just in time. The Banelings are on the way, though. And it's going to be on Wayne to try to lock down these Adepts and connect with those Banelings. He's so close. Up. The connections will graze some of those Adepts, but it looks like we commit to the shade. We do get into the middle line, but more Banelings are lying in wait. And it looks like UedSoldier is being cleaned up. We shut this down. Now, thankfully, for UedSoldier, he wasn't all in or anything like that. He already has a 3rd base up and running. It's already saturated. He's already transitioning into Blink and Immortals. The downside, this is a late transition. He delayed Blink in favor of Glaives, and it wasn't worth it. It was not worth it. Now Wayne has map control. He's just hammering down that Z key, going for a massive Ling Bane counterattack, and UedSoldier is in a lot of trouble. He has some force fields. Force fields will help, but there's only so much they can do here against a massive wave of Ling Bane. Here we go, we divert our attention towards that 3rd base, going first round. The sentries! 1 sentry does fall. Good force fields, though, going to be trying to tie things up here. Oh my god, the mass surround of force fields. But Lings, they get in anyway, they get on top of the Immortal. And the Immortal is going to go down. Workers try to evacuate, but that's going to be dead. 11 dead probes, and the Nexus as well. There's no saving this base. Wayne, he punishes the build, punishes the Glaive Adepts. They did not trade well enough whatsoever. GG gets called, and Wayne will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the semifinals. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to Wayne as he takes us 2-0 and he advances on to tomorrow's broadcast. For those that are just tuning in now, the reason why I say that we're wrapping this up in an hour, or at most, is because we're only casting up until the semifinals. Tomorrow is day 2 of this event, the final day, where the semifinals and the finals are going to be taking place. So, yeah, we will be, Wayne, he does qualify, or does make it into tomorrow's broadcast. Congratulations. My condolences to UedSoldier. I do appreciate some of his builds that he flaunted here, and even game 1 was in the bag. If he had just slightly better force fields on Oceanborn, if he was able to cut off the ramp behind him while he pushed in, then we maybe would have seen a different game. We maybe would have seen UedSoldier take game number 1, and then we would have had an ace match. That would have been crazy. But regardless, congratulations to Wayne for advancing on here, for making it into the semifinals. Art is already in the semifinals as well. I believe Akeron and Young Yakov are still mid-series.